Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. I don't know if I am actually going to publish this one. I said that last time as well, didn't I? It's just, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that's having this. I don't know. It's not a problem, is it? I don't know what to call it. I just keep thinking about dares, sheeps, and neeps. I just keep clicking on the YouTube notifications, waiting to see another video. Just the way that it ended the last few videos, the way they were titled, I've destroyed my life, and last, it just keeps playing in my mind. I keep thinking about him. I mean, I know I didn't even really know him as such. I just saw him on YouTube, isn't it? And I think first it was on Jamie Brown's original channel, and then on his own Sheeps and Neeps. I guess I've always had a problem with loss. Well, it stems back to childhood. I think, well, I don't really know which incident is the one, but it might be a cumulative. I know that I had a friend called Jason. We were really good friends at school, but he wanted to join this other group of friends, so he sort of left me and joined them, and he was breakdancing and things like that, because they did breakdancing. I guess I didn't. And they sort of championed him like that, and yeah, I felt the loss of that. And then there was another friend, John Sylvester. We were at school. There was someone before who passed away. He got hit by a lorry on his bike when he swerved from a woman that opened a door, and I remember that hit me hard as well. But after that was John Sylvester. We were really, after Jason, it was the next best friend I had, and we used to talk about UFOs and ghosts and things, and we would do this investigation type stuff. And I remember there was some outhouse thing at the school we went to in the dark, and I don't know if it was with him or with Jason. I went to it was Stampshall First School. They knocked it down, and I went through those buildings. And that's why if anyone's ever read any of my poems like The Dead City or The Night Collection, when it talks about those derelict buildings and going through them, that's that childhood memory I'm evoking of wonder, of going through these buildings that were probably very dangerous. I shouldn't have been in. Oh, I was so wild back then, huh? Now I'm just so mild-mannered. And anyway, so John, we were really thick as thieves. In everything, he was probably bad for me, because we used to just crack up and laugh, and I didn't maybe stick my head down in the studies. But this was a comprehensive middle school. Was that what they call high school now, I assume? And we went summer break, and I remember going to the dentist during that summer break, and looking up at the window opposite the dentist, and there he was waving at me. And I don't know whether this is a true memory anymore, whether that really did happen or not. And then when I returned back in September, my friend Neil told me that he'd moved to, was it Jersey, I think, and he wasn't coming back. And I remember that feeling of I wish that, how do I rewind? How do I change that? The powerless I felt at that, because I really liked him. We used to have, it was a great time, and I enjoyed my time at school. But then after that I had no one, and it just hurt me, really. Just the way it happened as well. It was like someone passing away. And then in terms of real death, I was never allowed to go to my grandparents' funeral, so I don't know whether that really affected me or not. I don't think it really did. But I know we had pets, 2 cats. One was called Tom. He had to be put down when he was old. I remember that, when he was put down, I had that same feeling. I don't know if it was before or after John. And that same feeling of loss, of like, how do I reverse it, and thinking about memories of before and it not being there now. And then there was a cat called Annie. She choked on a tablet. And I remember being in the room next as my parents were sort of saying, oh, come on, eat, come on, swallow, swallow. That frantic, hearing that frantic trying to bring the cat to not choke on the tablet. I mean, in the great scheme of things, these aren't really great losses compared to a lot of people, what they go through, but I don't know, it's just the way I am, or when it happened, or how it happened, or, just because I'm sensitive in nature, I don't know. I mean, these are all things that, that's why if you read my poems and stuff, there's a lot about loss in there, and I draw on that a lot. Not so much these days, but definitely back in the past I did. So now I'm struggling with this, with Des, just constantly thinking about, how he is, what he's going through, Well, I can't imagine how it is for him to have to go through this, how everyone has to go through this. I know that even, when I think about my wife or my twins, if anything was to happen to them, how I would feel to see that moment, to not be able to be powerless, to not be able to do anything, to not be able to rewind it, to it's like that spark has just gone out, like a click of a finger, it's gone, and then it's gone, and there's nothing you can do about it. I think that's the worst thing. It sort of really haunts me in that way. So whenever it's someone, that is passing or ill or whatever, it just makes me feel those things, those kinds of thoughts, and that fear, I guess. Even I know that I'll have to one day accept that, and you have lots of scares throughout your life, especially if I'm a bit of hypochondriac, I guess. You feel your heart beating fast and you think, oh no, it's going to happen, oh I wish it wouldn't happen, and then it goes away. But there'll be one day when I'll have to just face it, and that'll be that moment where there's nothing I can do to stop it, to reverse it. The last glances I'll get at people, that I'll see them for the last time, if there is a hereafter, then maybe I'll see them there, depending on what form we take. But in this life, that would be the last chance, and that would be the last chance they see me. And if someone I love passes, then you have to survive after them, and there's nothing you can do to reverse that, to hear their smile again, their face, their words, the way they speak, the way they treat you, the way they love you. It's very depressing when I know I'm depressing you all about speaking about this. I know there's a lot of people that are going to be thinking the same ways at this moment. And I know there's nothing we can really do about it. We all have to go through this. The only thing is, it's the way that people have to go through it, the suffering that some people have to go through that should be unnecessary. Like finding cures for diseases like cancer, AIDS, starvation, homelessness, all those things that, some of those things 100% we can definitely do something about, but we just don't do it. But there are other things, they may take our human endeavours to do them, but the thing is, like I said, in many of these podcasts, we waste our time with businesses, with competition, with repeating unnecessary things, and, globally we do that. When you look at the system, the manufacturing, the food industry, all these industries where it's replicants of the same things, but just to get the dollar or the pound from each one of us. So they all compete against each other, repeating the same things and wasting that time, because we all need to work, we all need to make money to keep the system to going, while we're wasting our time where people are suffering and dying of these things that we should have found cures, and like with homelessness and starvation and thing, that with a planet that could sustain every single individual. Anyway, I hope I haven't depressed you too much. As usual, take care, take it easy, God bless, and peace.